Alright, so today we're going to be tying a variation off of a San Juan worm. It's called a squirmy worm, and it's tied using this elastic sort of worm material. So you'll start with a size 10 scud hook in the vise with a white 5/32 bead on it. When you're tying squirmy worms, I like to use a little bit heavier thread. This is 140 denier, and the reason being this thread flattens out real well and won't really cut through the material like a lighter thread will. So you'll start your thread, get a nice little body there, and then what I like to do is I'll get some wire that you would use to rib a fly, and I'll make a little loop out of it like this. You can take and thread that up underneath your bead, and using a bobbin threader would work just as well. I just didn't have one on hand today. What you'll do is you'll take and catch that material and pull it right through the bead there. And I usually take and pull out enough to get a nice little tail. And then what you'll do is you'll use a couple of loose wraps right here. Not super loose, but not tight enough to really cut through the material. And you want to try to seat that behind the bead, and then putting a little bit of tension on it, do some open spiral wraps down the body, bringing it a little ways down into the bend, and then again use just a couple of wraps there to help kind of seat that material. And then I'll bring my thread right on back forward up to the front. And then what I'll do is I'll take and snip off all this excess up front here. Creating a nice little front part and giving me my body. So the next step, you'll take and fold that material around your thread, tie it in right behind the eye there. And you can snip out that little bit of excess. And then I like to wrap this down the body once. And then I'll take and make another wrap. And bring all these ones back forward. This material kind of likes to roll back over itself, so it helps cover up those thread wraps and keep everything protected in there. Bring that all the way back up to the front there. Catch that material. And again, you don't want to put too much tension on these wraps, enough to hold it but not enough to cut it. Get it secured in there. Get a couple of extra wraps just to hold it. And you can go ahead and whip finish it. Snip that little bit of tag that popped off there. And you have got a deadly, wiggly little worm.